Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Sorry about that. We having some technical difficulties here, and sorry that we missed it. But Quitman on the opening drive, number 8, Bryson Thacker, who just had another great play there.
I believe Bryson wanted to play tonight because he's already ran a kickoff back and he's already made a tackle for loss.
Yes, he has. Bryson Thacker is getting it done for the Quitman Bulldogs tonight. And it looks like the Hector Wildcats are down at the 28-yard line. Going to call a flag on the play.
Defense is a little anxious. They jumped on the play, gave him 5 yards. One thing I understand from last week, there were a lot of mistakes like that cost Quitman. Maybe they can get that under control pretty quick here tonight.
Let's hope so. Hector gets the snap. Run through the middle. That's going to be number 30, Brent Casto, the senior running back and offensive lineman.
He's the running back last week that did so well for Hector in their game against Mark Tree. He had over 100 yards in rushing. They used him about 35 times, too.
Jackson Taylor, the senior, playing the quarterback position tonight for the Wildcats. In the pistol formation right now. He'll give the ball to Casto, who's going to run it up the middle once again. And he's going to be tackled at about the 44-yard line.
The Wildcats are getting penetration on the defensive line right now, and they're taking advantage of it, and they're getting a pretty good 5 yards a shot right now. Quitman's got to stop that.
Taylor gets the snap. It's going to be a handoff to number 3, P.J. Henderson. Henderson going to run it up the far side, going to try to get a few yards. He's met by Aiden Thomas of the Bulldogs.
That's one of the things Quitman has to do. They got to stop that outside move by the Wildcats. They have some key positions that they can fly on, and that was a good move there by Thomas.
It was a gain of 1 yard for Thomas. Excuse me, for Henderson. Thomas was on our team, and there's going to be another flag on the play.
Little jumpy. He's going to get to come off and think about it a little bit. It's going to be a first down. You've got to get that under control. You can't do that all night. And Hector is good about trying to draw you off sides. They had a number of those penalties last week against Mark Tree.
So first down, Hector's still in the pistol formation. He's going to hand it off to Casto. Casto's going to try to run it up the middle. He'll gain about 4 yards. And Hector's going to make it into Bulldog territory.
4 yards is jump on that first down. That's something the Bulldogs are going to have to slow down. If they get 4 yards of carry, it's pretty easy on third down. And third down in that situation is going to be difficult for the Bulldogs to win.
Again, that's going to be Henderson with Casto right there by his side again. Henderson's going to toss it this time. He'll find an open Lane Newport. And the senior will run it up the sideline. He's going to be ran out of bounds by the Bulldogs.
Maybe an aggressive flag against the Bulldogs over there. We'll have to wait and see. Personal foul. It's against the Bulldogs. He hit him after he was out of bounds. That's 3 penalties against the Bulldogs. They've got to get that under control. They got to get that under control. Again, the Wildcats are getting good drive off the line against the Bulldogs front end. They're going to have to bow up.
Taylor's going to get the snap, and he'll hand it off to who else but Casto. And he'll try to run it up the middle. It's Kyler Lyke's going to get credit for that tackle for the Bulldogs.
Yes, Like is coming. He came in as a linebacker there. The linebackers going to have to be careful. They can't get caught up in that mess up front and do the job they need to do. Trying to draw them offside again there. Looks like they're waiting.
Taylor gets the snap. He's going to pass it downfield, and it's an incomplete pass meant for P.J. Henderson on this side closest to us.
Pass was a little high. He's an all-state quarterback from last year. He took the Wildcats to the playoffs and against East Poinsett County. They got beat pretty good, but he had a real good game against them also. So he's an all-district player, not all-state, all-district player for.
And he'll get the ball, hand it off to Queso once again. Queso's going to run it up the middle. Queso still trying to penetrate that line.
It's the first big play now. The defense has got to come up. They're going to have to watch, make sure they don't jump offside. They got a good chance here to get the ball on downs, and that would help a whole lot. The offense is rested. Defense have been out there for a little while. They probably need a little break in this heat.
It's 4th down and 6 for the Wildcats. In the pistol formation, that's going to be Jackson Taylor lined up with Queso to his right. Taylor's going to toss it downfield into the corner.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
It's a 50-50 pass. The young man from Hector won it, but the pass was too far out of bounds for him to bring it down in. So that's a good defensive stand. They overcame their mistakes. Now then the offense gets to take over. They need to get this defense over what they can and get them to rest a little bit.
Again, a great job by the Bulldogs defense to have that turnover on downs. And it looks like the quarterback for this play is going to be number 2, Jordan Moore Payne, the sophomore quarterback who just moved to Quitman this year. He's going to hand it off and fake the pass. That's going to be carried up there by number 28, Eli Hartman. Hartman muscles his way.
That was a good run by Hartman. He hit the hole, kept going, kept his feet going. That's the kind of yardage you have to get on first down to win this ball game.
And he got a good 7-yard gain there for Hartman. Payne gets the snap. He's going to toss it to Ely. Ely trying to find his way around. He's going to be met by several Wildcats there.
Well, that'll count as a pass, but they didn't get any gain out of that. The Wildcats read that very good. They also know they got to keep players like Ely inside too, and they understand the team speed Quitman has, and Ely's one of the fastest ones Quitman has.
Ely, I believe, is committed to go play for Air Force.
Man, that'd be great, having a representative of the Air Force, and that's also a fine situation for a young man.
Payne's going to hand it off once again to Hartman. Hartman's brought down by number 71, Peter Waite.
Waite was the leading tackler for Hector last week. He's a linebacker. He did not get caught on the misdirection and was able to read it to the point that he was able to stop that first down. So that was a good play by Waite.
Credit to the Wildcat defense after that first play where Hartman ran for 7 yards. They didn't allow the Bulldogs to budge very much. That one's going to be kicked off.
Got a good roll.
It does have a very good roll, and that's going to roll out of bounds at about the 19-yard line.
It's number 8 again. He's doing everything for the Bulldogs at this first quarter.
Yes, he is. Bryson Thacker has done very well.
I don't know what they fed that young man before the game, but they need to get it, make sure he gets it every game.
Must have woke up and ate his Wheaties this morning.
Maybe they'll give him some at halftime, too, so he can keep it going. All right, defense is back out there. Let's see if they've learned anything.
5:10 to go here. Quitman Bulldogs lead this one 7-0 here in the first quarter. Wildcats bring their quarterback Jackson Taylor back out. Pistol formation. Queso calls for the snap. He's going to get it, pass it over to Lane Newport, and what a hit. Oakley Smith, the smallest man on the field, gets
Oakley
the
saw
big
where
tackle.
it was going, and left his man, and immediately, as soon as that ball was caught, he was right there. Excellent tackle on his part.
That's going to be 2nd and 10.
You're fine. I talked over you.
With 4:40 on the clock. Taylor waiting for the snap. Play clock winding down. It's at 3. He'll get the snap, hand it off. That's going to be handed off to number 18, Kenton Story. Story goes on a real good run. He'll get the first down for the Wildcats.
The Wildcats spread out their offense quite a bit there, even on the line. And their misdirection on that situation caught the Bulldogs a little off guard. The linebackers went one direction before they could get back, and it was too late to make the tackle.
Taylor gets the snap. He'll hand it off to his side. That's going to be handed off to Story once again. Story's going to run it up the middle. He'll gain about 5 yards. 6 yards on the play. That's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats.
Makes it easy to call 2nd and 3rd down when you get that much on the first down play.
There's a shot. That's going to be hand off to Story once again. He'll be brought down by Keelan Like, the other Like brother on this team.
And again, good penetration on the Wildcats' front line. They were able to push the 3 defensive men back, and it really got in the way of pushing them in front of the linebackers, and they couldn't make the tackle after he's passed.
All right, here's the snap. He's going to hand it off this time to Casto. Casto's going to try to run it up the middle once again. These Hector Wildcats are being really relentless, just pounding the defensive line of the Bulldogs here in this game.
Well, this young man likes to run the ball. They give it to him a lot. They're going to give it to him till the Bulldogs stop him.
Snap to Taylor. He's going to be met by Smith. Smith's going to fly right by him. That was Grayson Mulder on the carry for the Wildcats.
That's one of the things the Bulldogs have to do. When they catch the ball, they got to put the tackle on them. They can't afford to miss that tackle, and it cost them a few yards there. He'll learn from that little situation there.
That's going to be Jackson Taylor again, lined up in the backfield with number 30, Brent Casto. He's going to throw it downfield this time, and the pass is complete. It's going to be to number 20, Lane Newport.
Aiden Thomas back in the play there. He did what he was supposed to. He made the catch, made a sure tackle, didn't get any yards after catch. And that's the important thing for the Bulldogs. They can't allow the yards after catch.
I don't believe there's been a play yet where Taylor has been lined up without a receiver or a running back by his side.
Well, they're going to test the Bulldogs. The defensive Quitman has been known to be vulnerable to the run up the middle, and they're going to test it till they can stop, till the Bulldogs stop it. That was a good play there by the front line of the Bulldogs.
3rd down and about 4 to go. 1 minute on the clock. Quitman leads at 7-0. Wildcats looking to score here by the end of the quarter. That one's going to be way out in front of the intended receiver, and it falls incomplete. Pass was intended for Lane Newport, and looks like Jackson Taylor's pass was just a little bit too far in front of him.
Yes, and there was Oakley again. Oakley covered him where he couldn't get it back inside to make the catch. He had to go around Oakley or it had been deep offensive interference. So he covered him well to keep him from coming back toward the ball. It's the first time the quarterback's ran one. It's going to be close. I believe he has it.
Fourth down.
He do. He does have the first down.
Yep. That was a big run there for Taylor there on that fourth down.
Yes, and it's a situation where you have to keep him from getting outside. You let him go inside, and he got just enough for the first down. It's amazing. Yes, you got to go to the middle. It's amazing that here we are close to the end of the first quarter, and that's the first time we've seen the quarterback run.
25 seconds on the game clock. Taylor's going to call for the snap. He'll hand it off to Casto. Casto is going to be stopped by the Bulldog defense. And I don't think they're going to gain anything. They're going to give him 1 yard on that play. So Hector
Save the running back losing his helmet. He usually has to come off, but since it's the quarter, he gets to go and put it back on, and he'll get to run the next play for him as we come to the end of this first quarter.
All right, we'll take a pause from the football action, and I'm going to go ahead and read some of our sponsors tonight. Petit Jean Fiber is a proud supporter and platinum sponsor of Quitman Bulldog Athletics. They provide better internet, better service, and better pricing. Call 501-745-2493 for more information. RK Barger Photography is a platinum sponsor and supports all things Quitman Athletics. She is eager to capture all the moments that matter most to the Quitman Bulldog family. Go Bulldogs! Sorry. We are back here with a new quarter. It's the second quarter. Quitman still ahead, 7-0. We swapped in zones. Second down and 9. Play will resume.
Well, special teams worked out good for the Bulldogs in that first quarter, but the offense of Hector has really done a good job so far. That we have to give the offense a good report for what they've done in the first quarter.
That's a quarterback keeper by Jackson Taylor. Taylor's going to run it down the sideline. He'll get the first down, and he almost takes it into the end zone for the Wildcats.
And that's what we're talking about. You can't let that quarterback outside. You got to make that tackle. You got to get him to commit back toward the inside, and he's dangerous once he gets out there. Caused 3 Bulldogs to miss the tackle before he's finally brought down.
Taylor's going to hand it off. That's going to be Casto on the carry, and he will take it right through the middle in the end zone for a touchdown for Hector. So this game is now a 7-6 score.
He ran it through the 2 hole. There was a hole there just enough for him to get through, get the yardage he needed for that touchdown. They're going to have to give this front line for Hector some kudos. They done well blocking thus far.
And we'll see the extra point attempt is good. And I believe that was Jackson Taylor also doing the kicking. So he can do both.
He also pitches for the baseball team, and he's the point guard for the basketball team.
Wow, a man of many talents. It seems like a well-rounded athlete there.
He may look up here in a minute, and he'll be bringing the water out
It's tied at 7 here with 11:45 to go in the second quarter. The Bulldogs will have the ball after they receive this kickoff.
It didn't take long for the Bulldogs to get out there and get ready. They want the ball back. They got something to prove now with their offense. They need to give what players they can some rest on the defensive side. That's probably about the 25th play that Hector has run. I'm not for sure on that, but they have run a lot of plays at the Bulldogs' defense.
Yes, they have.
And even though the temperature's down a little bit from what it's been, it's still hot out there.
It's an onside kick by the Wildcats.
Onside kick for the Wildcats.
I think it was what we call a whiff. Sometimes you miss what you're trying to hit. And I think he whiffed it a little bit there. That's not what they planned to do, but they sure didn't want to kick it down and have it ran back for a touchdown like happened at the first a while ago. And that's the team speed we were talking about. Hector wasn't ready for what kind of speed that they saw on that play.
And it looks like Payne is going to be the quarterback again on this play. Still haven't seen much from Ethan Thurman tonight.
Well, I tell you what, he looks like a stud out there.
And he's going to do the quarterback keeper. Payne on the run. Gains about 7 yards.
Had a little fake to it, took off running. That's a good game. Oh, we got a holding against the Bulldogs. There's that mistake. You have something, your quarterback does a good job, and just there, that's the fourth penalty for the Bulldogs.
Not good for the Bulldogs to shoot themselves in the foot like that. And they'll be counting the yardage out.
Yes, it should be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Holding. I thought the referee had a microphone, but that was our announcer. Dan Litchoff, he did that very well.
Yes, he did. All right, the Bulldogs spotted. It's first and long now. Payne looking for an open man. Yeah, I think he's going to keep it. No, he flicks it. He flicks it ahead to Michael McThorne. It's a forward pass. McThorne.
He showed some great patience there. He did. He let the defender come and leave his man, and he just tossed it over him. That was a good play. Good heads up play by the quarterback.
Payne's going to hand that one off.
Oh, good tackle by number 20.
That's going to be Lane Newport on the tackle for the Wildcats. Like you said, a great tackle.
He's that outside linebacker for him. He came up and filled that slot. They, too, know they can't let the Bulldogs outside. They just don't have the speed to stop them if they get there. So that first tackle did well.
Payne calls for the snap. He's going to hand it off to Eli Hartman, who runs it for a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yes.
First down, they start the ball at the Wildcat 31-yard line.
Bulldogs are going to be spotted at the 31-yard line of the Wildcats. And Payne's going to be lined up in pistol formation with Hartman by his side. Payne fakes the handoff. He's going to pass it downfield.
Oh.
It's going to be intercepted by the Wildcats. Pickoff by number 18, Kenton Story. And what a big interception for Hector there.
Very big interception. One of the things the Bulldogs have to do is not make mistakes, and they're not following that plan very well right now. That pass was well covered. Maybe should have put a little more speed to it, but the defensive player, what was his name, Davenport, he did an excellent job in that coverage. He did exactly what he was supposed to. Good interception for the Wildcats.
Again, that was Kenton Story, I believe, on the interception.
Okay.
And the Wildcats going to run the quarterback keeper, Jackson Taylor. Tries to run it up the middle. I think he's going to get a gain of about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
The nose guard stayed home. Him, 77, and Juarez for the Bulldogs stayed home there, and he ran into a brick wall once he got there. Did fall forward for a couple of yards, though.
Number 77, of course, that is Jeremiah Green, the sophomore.
Although they got back there that time, too. So they're sending some players there to try to catch him in the backfield. Looks like they sent their linebacker. No, they sent their defensive end. He crashed in there and was able to get it before he could take off.
Gain of about 3 yards on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go for the Wildcats. Taylor gets the snap, a long pass downfield to a wide open P.J. Henderson.
That pass is put right on the numbers there.
Bryson Thacker is going to be credited with the tackle for the Bulldogs. Again, Thacker playing very well tonight.
That ball had to be put in a certain spot. The quarterback put it there. It was a good pass, good reception. Bulldogs going to have to tighten up. That was one thing that they had to do, was keep the passing from taking over.
Taylor gets the quarterback keeper, but he's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss of yards. There's a flag on the play, however. See what the call is.
Face mask. 5 yard kind. He called it on the defense there.
All right, so a face mask penalty.
It's the
against
inadvertent face mask. It's a 5 yard penalty, but it sure neglected a real good defensive play for the Bulldogs.
It did indeed. So that's going to be about 1st down and 8 for the Wildcats. 8:53 left to go. The game tied here at 7. Taylor's going to get the snap. He'll hand it off to Casto. Casto's going to run it. And he'll gain about 2 yards.
Well, we put that with a penalty. Here they are again, 2nd and medium. That's what you're shooting for. 2nd and, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. You're in good shape. You got a good chance of winning a football game if you keep that up. And unfortunately, the Wildcats are doing that.
That was Jeremiah Green, the sophomore, on that last tackle. Big number 77 out there. Taylor looking for a man. That one's going to be over the head of P.J. Henderson.
Pass was a little high. He was going up that 50-50 again. Great coverage by the Bulldogs.
Yes, that's number 11, Aiden Watts, on the coverage.
He did a good job covering that.
Aiden Thomas.
Thomas was right there. The ball had to be thrown in a certain spot. The quarterback threw it just a little high. Bring up 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for Hector. Taylor gets the snap, a handoff, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Eli Hartman on the tackle for the Bulldogs. He brought down Kenton Story in the backfield. A loss of yardage for the Wildcats.
He read that very well. He's that linebacker. He didn't get caught up in the trash up the middle, and when he saw the runner break, he was able to break toward it. It was a good play by Hartman. Big 4th down play again for the Bulldogs.
Taylor calls for the snap. He'll get it. He'll throw way downfield. It's going to be caught, and that's a touchdown for the Hector Wildcats. Big play there. P.J. Henderson got the complete pass. And the Hector Wildcats will take the lead.
The pass was right
13-7.
on the money. I mean, when you got a quarterback that can throw like that, and you got two receivers that are able to make the move, they're taller, they're more taller athletes than the ones we have covering them. And that's hard for our cornerbacks to take part of.
Extra point attempt is good. Of course, that's going to be Jackson Taylor out there kicking it for the Wildcats. And they take the 7-point advantage, 14-7 here with 7:23 to go in the second quarter.
Well, it's time for the Bulldogs offense to start producing. It's we've seen little spurts of it, but they need a good long drive right here to get themselves back in this ball game. Pretty much it's been all Hector since the opening kickoff. The Hector offense is just doing a pretty good job against the Bulldogs defense.
We'll see if Hector goes for another onside kick here. It didn't work out very well for him last time.
I have a feeling this is going to at least go 10 yards.
And of course, Jackson Taylor is going to be the one to do it. It's going to be caught by Grayson Ely. Ely takes a pretty good run up the sideline. He'll be down about the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Excuse me, of the Bulldogs.
Tell you what, the Bulldogs has some pretty good sized linemen going out there. They need to fire off the ball and push the defensive line. They're a lot bigger than Hector's defensive line. They just got to get their head in the right position and push them in the position to keep them from being able to make the tackles.
It looks like Ethan Thurman's going to be the quarterback now. He's going to fake the handoff. Pass intended for Oakley Smith falls incomplete. That's going to be second down, no gain on the play. Thurman looked a little too anxious to get the ball out of his hand there.
Well, he's got a little rust on him. You know, he was the quarterback that led the junior high team to a district championship, but he's had two quarterbacks in front of him that are now playing at the next level. So he's got some rust he needs to kick off. There's
Thurman,
a good pass right there.
Middle to Grayson Ely. Ely's going to take it for a first down. He's still running at the 30. He'll be down at about the 26-yard line of the Wildcats.
That's what we're talking about. Once he gets that rust off, I feel like he can make the passes that he needs to make. Same with the other quarterback. That was just the perfect pass right there for the Bulldogs.
Thurman lined up in the backfield. He's going to have the handoff to Trevor Boyce.
Holding against the Bulldogs. And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, that holding penalty came from a situation that was basically not even involved in the play. It's another one of those mistakes that you just can't make in this situation. You've just had a real good play. Now you're going to back yourself up. Holding. Back yourself up 10 yards. Now you got 1st and 20. And that's been the difference in the game so far. The Wildcats are having first down, second down 5, second down 4, and now here we are, 1st down and 20, and that's going to make it difficult to get over this.
And again, the Wildcats, they haven't been making very many of the same mistakes that the Bulldogs have, and I'm not even sure, have the Wildcats even had a flag on them yet?
I haven't seen one.
Thurman in the backfield gets the snap. Fakes the handoff, looks for an open man. He's going to run to the far side. He's going to throw it downfield, and the pass is good. Complete pass. He will be knocked out of bounds. That's going to be a pass complete to number 40, Michael McThorne. Beautiful job by Thurman.
Yes, he read the play well. That's one thing about a running the receiver. If you keep your eyes open and you see where the pass was well underthrown, but he was able to come back and get it and make the play. Excellent play.
Thurman once again gets the snap. He's going to do a quarterback keeper there, run it up the middle. And
touchdown.
He did. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Tell you what, the Bulldogs needed that touchdown. They needed it. That was the best drive that they've had so far in the game. most of the drives they've had have been less than 20 yards, and this one is going to be almost a 60-yard drive for them. And they hit all cylinders except for that one mistake. And I tell you what, good job.
Madison Harnick will attempt the extra point, and she splits the uprights.
She does a good job. She has nailed down that kicking job since she's been here. I think she's a senior this year.
She's a junior
She's
this year.
a junior.
Yep, she'll be back on the team next year. Of course, she does have plenty of experience. She's played soccer before.
She knows how to kick the ball, and she does well. And I think sometimes when maybe a running back gets loose on the kickoff, she wants to make the tackle, but I don't think they'll let her. I'd like for them to let her go and see what she could do. I'd love to see that.
Well, she plays a pretty good post on the basketball team.
Does she?
So she definitely, I think, could probably handle it.
Oh, yes. I'm sure, though, that the basketball coach would cringe if she did it, though.
Yep, Coach Hooten probably wouldn't like that too much. And it looks like Harnick will be teeing it up for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they try a little something here to try to break this game open a little bit, give them the advantage.
Oakley getting out there a little late. He's getting over on that side where the ball is, so.
Harnick counting her strides.
Number 5 is one of their faster runners back there. They probably don't want to put it right in his hand.
That's Grayson Mulder. And it's not going to be an onside kick, but it'll bounce at about the 25-yard line.
They played it to one side and let the defense take care of it. She kicked it where she was supposed to. And
Mulder runs it back up to about the 44-yard line.
Well, the offense stepped up. Now it's time for the Quitman defense to step up.
That's right.
The Wildcats pretty much have had their way on offense, especially that last play. They had 2 beautiful passes, and that's what the running game does for you. They ran so much. We've had probably 25 runs up the middle, and it's opened up the passing game for the Wildcats.
Jackson Taylor calls for the snap. He'll hand it off to Casto. Casto is going to run it up the middle, and he gains about 4 yards.
Second down and 7. Spot the ball at the 43-yard line.
Maybe a little more like 3 yards. Here's Taylor once again, gets a snap and a nice pass.
Taylor, good pass.
Complete to number 3, P.J. Henderson, and Henderson's going to get the first down for the Wildcats.
Those 2 long passes has opened that pass up for the Wildcats. The Bulldogs are playing way back. Their cornerbacks are playing back. They don't want to get burned again, but that's opened that 10-yard pass is wide open now for the Wildcats. And
Taylor's going to fake the handoff, go for the quarterback keeper. He'll gain about 3 yards. Kyler Like's going to be credited with the tackle for the Bulldogs.
He was hit 2 yards in the backfield, was still able to get 2 yards gain for the Wildcats after that. He's a hard quarterback to bring down. They just got to hit and wrap and hold.
Second down and 8 for the Wildcats. Pass wide open is Grayson Mulder. And Mulder, he's going to take it. Mulder going to be brought down at about the 7-yard line. He'll be brought down by Grayson Ely.
That 7-yard slant is wide open right now. The Bulldogs cornerbacks are playing back to kind of keep it from happening. And the quarterback's good enough to put the ball where he has to. And then, again, yards after reception. That 2 missed tackles cost them about 15 yards.
Jackson Taylor gets the snap. He's going to keep it, run it up the middle, or he's going to try to. He's met by 2 Bulldogs. One of them being Eli Hartman, and Kyler Like is the other one.
I like how Hartman did that. He stayed out of the mess in there, saw the quarterback make his move, and he hit the hole to get there to make the tackle. He read that. It was a good linebacker read for him.
Bulldogs defense there backed him up a yard or 2. It's second down and 9. Pass is incomplete, a little bit too far to the side of the intended receiver. That was P.J. Henderson.
Ely tried to stay close to him, and the quarterback, I believe, saw it, tried to keep it where only his man could catch the pass, but he kept it out there too far. There was just no way that the receiver could get it. They're going to try again on third down, see what they can do. He just didn't want to get it intercepted.
3rd and 9 here, 4:10 to go until halftime. Taylor lined up with Kenton Story to his side.
Again, that's the
Encroaching on the
Bulldogs, half the
defense.
distance to go.
No third goal.
That's about the 8th penalty on the Bulldogs. I'm sure Coach doesn't like that. I'm sure he's going to address it, and might not want to be in there when he addresses that thing.
I sure wouldn't.
Tell you what, though, you look in this crowd. You got a good crowd here at Quitman watching this football.
Oh, it's a great crowd tonight. It's a beautiful evening for some football. Maybe a little hot, but you know it'll cool off with time. Quarterback keeper for Jackson Taylor, and the Bulldogs defense running him back, but the forward pass is good to P.J. Henderson into the front corner of the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Hector Wildcats.
You got to wrap him up, and again, we did not wrap up, and it cost us. It cost us a touchdown on that play right there.
Jackson Taylor did a great job there under pressure.
You can't sling a man like him around because he can keep his feet so well. So all they did was just open him up, and then when everybody moved up, the receiver just was wide open. There was nobody there to stop it for the Bulldogs.
Taylor lining up for the kick. Extra point is good. Right down the middle of the uprights. It's going to be 21-14. Hector has a 7-point advantage here with 3:43 to go until halftime.
Nothing like putting more pressure on the offense, is there?
That's exactly right. And the Bulldogs will see if they can come out and try to tie it up once again.
Well, we did see a more comfortable quarterback and for the Bulldogs in that last series. He made some good passes. Even when they made the mistake and got the hold, he was able to come back. Now, he had a good receiver see the ball was underthrown so much, and he was able to come back and get it. And he needs to shake that man's hand after the ball game because that was the play that kept the game going right there for the Bulldogs.
Yep, Thurman, of course, like you said, knocked off the rust after about the first or second play, and right after that, he was ready to go. Let's see if he can do it again here on this drive.
That was the longest drive for the Bulldogs offense this year.
Jackson Taylor is going to kick it off for Hector, and it'll go out of bounds.
We'll get that ball at the 35. That's not a bad place to start it from.
We'll be down at about the 22.
Well, when it goes out of bounds, they go on and mark it at the 35. That's the penalty for kicking it out of bounds. So it'll be at the 35. Look like the chain gang were trying to put it at the 22 too. They about knocked each other down trying to get it there.
Thurman gets the snap, looking for an open man, passes it through the middle of the field. That's an interception. P.J. Henderson was right there, and Henderson still has the ball. He's up and running. He's going to run it to about the 27-yard line.
And there's another mistake that the Bulldogs can't make. That's the rust right there on the young man who hadn't got to pass as much as he probably needs to. When the receiver made his cut, he was wide open for about 10 steps, and he threw it too far out in front of him where the defensive safety was just right there. It wasn't a hard interception for him. It looked like it was thrown right to him.
So Jackson Taylor won't have much of a rest. He'll come right back out there, and he'll hand it off to Casto immediately, who runs it up the middle. He'll gain about 4 or 5 yards there. Danny Correz is going to be credited with the tackle there for the Bulldogs. Got about 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go till halftime.
The Bulldogs need to stop them here. They don't need to let them get a touchdown at least.
And the handoff to Casto once again. Casto's going to run it up the middle. He's going to try to muscle himself into the first down.
And that's what we're seeing. The Bulldogs' defense is getting tired. Instead of hitting low like they were in the first of the ball game, they're trying to tackle at the shoulder, and that has cost them. They cost them there too. That young man was able to take the shoulder and then drive the Bulldog further back down the court. It's a first down.
Taylor's going to be lined up with Casto to his left in pistol formation. He'll get the snap handed off to Casto once again. That's the third consecutive time he's done that, and the third consecutive time the Hector Wildcats have got some penetration and gotten some yardage.
He's getting tired.
Yep.
He's going to come out and rest a little bit. He got hit pretty good. He might have got a funny bone hit there. The defensive end lowered his shoulder and got him pretty good. I don't know if that just tweaked him a little bit. Might be a little stinger. He went off for just a moment.
Kenton Story's going to come out, or come into the game for Casto. He'll line up and take Cato's spot right beside Taylor. Taylor's looking for an open pass. If the pass is complete, and it looks like the pass was to Henderson, P.J. Henderson. Bulldogs are going to bring him down at about the 3-yard line. So it's first down and goal.
Well, we got another first and goal. The Bulldogs need to do what they can to keep this team out of the end zone. Right here at the end of half, they need to keep them out if there's any way possible. Hector gets the ball when they come back on the field, get a touchdown here and they come out and drive. It's going to be tough for the Bulldogs.
Snap's going to be handed off to Casto, who come back out on the field. Did he get it?
Touchdown.
Yes, he did. Touchdown for the Hector Wildcats once again.
That's the experience of the young man running. He was going down, and looked like he was going short, and he was able to fall backwards into the end zone before his bobo hit the ground.
57 seconds on the clock. And that kick's gonna split the uprights for Jackson Taylor. It's 28-14. Hector Wildcats have 2 touchdowns, up by 14 with 57 seconds until half. And like you said earlier, they will be the receiving team coming out of the locker room.
Well, I'd say this. It's still good to be here at a high school football game in Quitman, Arkansas. It's a wonderful thing to be. We just hope that the Bulldogs straighten up here and give the fans a little bit more to cheer about. Hector is giving their fans, and they have a good following out there tonight too. They've given their fans a lot to holler about. So it's time to let that momentum come to this side of the field if we can.
Hector has a very good following for having to travel about 2 hours to get here.
They always have. They've always brought fans to their ball games.
Catch is going to be made by Grayson Ely. Ely sidesteps a few defenders. Nice spin move there. He's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line, 35, 36-yard line. Brought down by Lane Newport of the Wildcats.
Looks like they're going to try the other quarterback now.
Yes, they've put more Payne back out there for the Bulldogs. It's like he's lined up in shotgun formation this time.
Full shotgun.
And Payne looking for an open man. It's over the head of the intended receiver. He tried to throw that one to Michael McThorne, but it just wasn't low enough. I think he was going for maybe an over-the-shoulder catch there.
Well, the receiver thought he was going to throw it more toward the toward the outside, and he threw it to the inside, and the receiver just was out of position to get to the inside pass.
Back in pistol formation. Payne gets the snap. The pass is complete. That's going to be to number 4, Oakley Smith. Smith was doing his little tippy-toe dance, trying to get around the defender there. Kind of had him wrapped up at the ankles.
One thing about Oakley, he has showed them that he will catch the ball if they get it to him. And that was a good catch right there. Good first down.
Good enough for the first down. Yes, more Payne looking for another open man. He'll find Grayson Ely on the far side. Ely gets out of the jam, caught around his ankles. Ely will be forced out of bounds, but he will get it into Wildcat territory.
He may have a first down. It was a good catch, good run after tackle. And that's the one the Bulldogs want to get the ball. They want to get it in his hands, so after contact, he's one that could break it.
And they do get the first down. Now Payne in shotgun formation. Throws it quickly up the middle, and it's going to be bobbled by Thacker. That one there kind of worried me. I wasn't sure. He had several defenders next to him.
Yeah, he had it a little bit behind the pass, or the receiver. He got a little sidearm throw to him, and he does fire it. And the Quitman receiver's going to have to learn to catch that ball.
Payne gets a snap, looks downfield, finds Grayson Ely. Ely takes a hard hit from behind. And he's going to
be short.
He's going to gain about 8 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. And Quitman will call the timeout. You know what that means. It's time to name some sponsors here.
Go for it.
Calico Trailers is a proud platinum sponsor of Quitman Athletics. Calico is a family-owned and operated business serving Quitman and beyond since 1983. They custom build all trailers to fit all customers' need. Visit calicotrailers.com for more information. Since 1997, Nestle Hut Insurance has helped thousands of Arkansans like you with their insurance needs. For the best guidance with a personalized touch, call them at 501-589-2467 for health, life, and dental vision coverage options. Circle L Heat and Air is locally owned business taking pride in supporting all things Quitman for over 10 years. Let's go Bulldogs!
Well, the referee's blowing the whistle. He's ready to get it started back in.
Thirteen seconds
13 seconds.
until halftime. Here, the Bulldogs need to make a hasty play, but not be too hasty with it. Payne calls for the snap and shotgun formation. He's going to find Ely on the far side. Ely's going to run it up the sideline. Gets the first down.
Looking for something quick there. If he could break it, they wanted him to go. If he couldn't, they want him to go out bounds to take another shot at it. So he went out of bounds on that and give him at least one more shot before halftime.
Ely, with 7 seconds to go, ran it out of bounds. More Payne once again. Bulldogs lined up in the shotgun formation. Snap is good. And that's going to be Ely on the catch right up the middle. Ely runs it up the sideline. Ely touched the pylon. And I don't think he got it.
No, he stepped out of bounds before he hit the pylon. He gave it his best.
Credit.
And they still got time left. No.
Credit to Hector's defense there. They ran him right out of bounds. Quitman's still staying on the field. Hector's kind of wandering off.
They're discussing what's going on. Unless there was a penalty. I didn't see a flag. They're marking the ball at the 5-yard line.
So they're going to say that The penalty, I guess, is going to be against Hector.
One second.
They're going to put 1 second back on the clock. Bulldogs with
Hope
another
is alive.
chance.
Hope is alive.
Hope is alive for Quitman here right before halftime.
Timeout, Bulldogs.
And there will be a timeout called. My goodness, what a series of events we just saw.
I'm sure the Hector coach is wanting to know what happened. He's going to the white hat, get some explanation.
Take it. Since we're in timeout, I'm going to take a moment and recognize another sponsor. Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy has been serving the Gooseberry Lake area since 1976. They're located on the backside of the Court Square in downtown Heber Springs. If you're in need of insurance, see Jamie Ivy and her staff, who are now offering health insurance enrollment. Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy also provides testing for strep, flu, and COVID. Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy offers delivery and curbside pickup. Their staff is committed to fast and friendly service. Stop by today and see why Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy is Gooseberry Lake's #1 independent
I
pharmacy.
probably said it without
Go
some
Bulldogs.
things that were said, but after the discussion, it looks like that the referee had called out of bounds and looked up, and there was still a second on the clock. It looks like that's what they explained to the. He's wanting you to start the play clock.
All right. Payne, the shotgun formation in the backfield.
All right. Timeout.
Timeout. Hector.
Timeout for the Wildcats this time.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, just letting you know, we will be stopping the stream at halftime to fix a few issues, but please join us back. I believe it's a 12-minute half,
Should be.
so join us back.
12 minutes and then 3-minute warm up.
So join us back in about 15 minutes, and we will have some more high school football action for you here on this wonderful Friday night underneath the lights.
I tell you what, that sunset looks pretty.
Yes, it does. It's a lot better than having the sun directly in our eyes like it was earlier.
That's one thing about Bulldog Stadium. You're going to get the sun in your eyes at the first part of the ball game.
Yep. And it looks like the Wildcats are lining up back out there with 1 second on the clock. Bulldogs are going to run back out there as well.
Oh, going to reverse. He better hurry.
Ely.
He's got to hurry.
Ely's going to run it.
He didn't
Did
make
he
it.
get it?
He is stopped short of the end zone.
And he was stopped short of the end zone by the Hector defender. Credit to Hector on the defensive
Hector wasn't
end.
going to let him go. The first guy stood him up. The second guy was able to bend him back.
All right, well, your score at halftime. The Hector Wildcats have the lead, 28-14, and we'll be